Welcome back for another watercolor demonstration. If you're new here, then welcome, and if you're already subscribed to my channel, then welcome back. This is Dave Law from Get Some Colour in Your Life, and today's painting I wanted to do a straightforward, really easy to do landscape, and I'm not using any references, so I'm painting this all from imagination, and I want to get quite an interesting sky. So hopefully everyone's doing well. I hope you've had a good weekend. This is Halloween weekend, I suppose, coming on to bonfire night. Really nice time of the year. So you will notice my son's carved out a pumpkin, so you'll see that by the side of my painting. So if you do like that, then please give me a thumbs up. I want to show him all the thumbs up for his pumpkin. So if you would be kind, my son's 10 and I would like to get as many thumbs up as possible. But back to the painting. Like I said, I just wanted to do something quite straightforward. A lot of my paintings on this channel are aimed for beginners, and even more advanced painters can learn a few more sort of techniques that I like to use. And there you can see the pumpkin to the left hand side. So I think it's done a really good job. So if you do give me a thumbs up for that. I'd appreciate if you watch this video for us till the end. I'm sure there's many things that you can adopt while you do your paintings. And if you're not sure what to paint, then this is something that I really do recommend just giving a go. What I like to do is do the sky area and then sort of decide what I'm going to paint as I come down the paper. Just think of things that I can add to make the scene interesting. I'm just going in now with so I started off with my my 1-inch Hake brush or Hake brush, and this is a nice brush to get large areas of wash, i.e. sky, and then just softening some clouds, letting those nice little fluffy sort of areas of sky. And then I'm just letting my board go to one side, so I'm getting the water's not coming down straight down. I want it to come to the side and mix and blend. And there you can see the softness of the sky. Hope you like that. So I've started with as you can see, my butcher's tray, quite a mess. And this has got Jackson's watercolors on there. They're all professional grade. And then for the rest of the painting, I'm going to be using my Schmincke watercolor set. So if you do wonder if you can mix different brands, then this is what I'm doing for this painting. So don't worry about that. You really can mix any sort of paints. It doesn't really make any difference. You do get different brands have different qualities, but it's just nice to mess around and use different brands, whichever ones you like. So just going in, I wanted to make quite a nice landscape, and for this I'm using sort of where I live, the hills and the moors and things like that as reference from my head. There's some nice sort of hills, and you get these nice separation in the hills. I don't know what they are, just these nice striations on the hills. Maybe it's foliage or trees or things like that. So I'm just adding those into the hills. You can see the nice sort of effect that has. It breaks up the colour as well, and it makes an interesting background to this painting. So I've got the sky. The sky is quite a nice, soft, quite dreamlike sky, which I do like to do. You can check out my other videos for more details on skies and how I like to paint these skies. And it usually is with the Hake brush, and then just let the paints and pigments run together. I do like to mix my paints on the paper rather than on the palette, and so you get those nice different colours coming through. So just coming down, I want a little bit of water in the scene, so maybe a lake to the right hand side. and then just more of a rugged landscape. So you got hills, you got grasses, and all these sort of things going on. So there's not really much. There's nothing complicated to this scene. It really is quite simple, quite straightforward. So if you are wondering what to paint, if you're feeling hard, feeling it's hard to be inspired, then just give something like this a go. You really can't go wrong. You can follow along. You can copy what I do if that helps, and then just be free with the paint and let things sort of develop as you go along. So I've switched now to the rigger or the liner brush. This is number 2 brush, and I'm just moving the brush with my wrist just up and down, flicking those lines, getting these dark shapes, getting them dark lines, and then back to the Hake brush just to take the colour from the sky and then reflect it in this little body of water. So I'm having that sky reflecting in the water. So you don't want anything different than that. And then I'll go along and sort of darken the edges of the land as it meets the water. So there's nice bit of contrast there as well. And then just add in little bits of details here and there. And if it is too dark, don't worry, you can always, before it dries, you can always take that pigment out, just wipe it, or even use your fingers or tissue, anything like that, just to knock back the colour a bit if it does stand out too much. Even with a thicker brush, something with a larger belly, you can also get these nice, use the tip, you can also get nice thin lines. If you've seen any of my videos before, you can see that I do like to scrape rocks in my scenes. So you'll see how I do this. So first of all, you're just going to add the pigment, so wherever you want the rocks to be. And usually I do go quite dark for this. So I'm just adding a mix of just the dark sort of browns and greys and some of the colours I'm not sure on my palette. And then with a small piece of credit card that I've snapped up, just scrape away some of those areas of pigment. It is good to do this while the paint is drying, not completely dry, but if it's sort of half dry, then you do get this nice scrape to the pigment. And then I just go in and add some of the darks by the highlight of the area that's scraped out. So it gives this nice contrast, this nice highlight on the rock, and you can see the forms of the rock. It really is a nice technique to adapt. So if you've not tried that, then please, I do recommend trying that, and I can guarantee you'll be quite pleased with the result. I do have other paintings on this channel with more rock scraping and sort of really rugged landscapes, those sort of landscapes that you'd see in sort of Scotland or the Lake District, with all the rocks and all the sort of rugged texture. It's quite inspired by those sort of scenes. So it is really a nice technique, just scraping rocks. It really is simple as that, and you can use any tool. I just find the piece of credit card quite nice, so you can get different edges, different shapes. I do like to use the corner of the credit card so it's a bit rounded, so it's not so sharp, it's not going to damage your paper, and you do have to press on quite hard just to get those the pigment scraped out. There is a bit of light shining on this, so you got a bit of reflection on the wet pigment, but I'm sure as the pigment dries you will see the effects of these rocks within this scene, and I think they look quite nice in this scene. It breaks up the foreground and the background. I just think I maybe still need a little bit darker tones, maybe in the foreground hills, just to separate the foreground to the distance. But that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. And I do have videos on scraping rocks as well, if you want to check that out. Sometimes I think my paintings wouldn't be complete without adding a few birds here and there. And also, if you do splash a little bit paint or a little bit pigment goes on the upper side of the paper, then it's a great way to cover that up. I think I had a little sort of blemish or something on the paper, whether it's coming out of the brush or from the paints themselves. So I just covered that with a little bird, so it always works a treat. So I've just added a little bit more darker tone to the foreground. So I wanted to just bring that bit of separation from the foreground and then the distant hills in the background. So hopefully that works. And then you can see I'm just taking out little bits of pigment here and there, and it just adds a little variation to the tone and gives a little bit of interest as well. So whether you can see those rocks, I'm not sure, but I think it's quite a nice landscape all in all. You could add figures to this. You could add maybe a couple of buildings, just a few shapes, and I don't think you can go too far wrong. So just removing the tape, I do like to do this. You've probably seen this many times now. Just carefully removing the tape, and doing that at a slight angle. You can see as I get hold of this side, just pulling it away from the paint, and then it saves tearing any paper or damaging the surface of the paper. Oh, by the way, this paper is £140 cold press. This is just that Jackson's watercolor paper. So I do use this quite a lot, quite inexpensive to buy. So if you are looking for new paper, then maybe give it a try. It comes in a pack of 50 from Jackson's Art Supplies. And that's it. That's the scene. Please leave me a comment. Do give me a thumbs up once again. And if you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I have, I think it's 300 videos on my channel now. So I do like to upload each and every week, usually Mondays or Sunday. And this is the sort of paint I like to do. You can see the birds, you can see the nice distant hills, and then some of the grasses in the foreground for a nice, simple, easy to do landscape. And why not give it a go? Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you like this one. Please do subscribe if you're not already, and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified each and every time I upload. Thanks for watching, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.